Hey there, so the following video is going to be a podcast with some Super Smash Bros. Ultimate gameplay footage over it, to give you guys something to watch while we voice our opinions. Thank you. Hey guys, what's going on? This is Mark and Jules. We're here to give you guys our... Well, you've heard my opinion on the Vic situation a lot, and rather than covering the next bit, because I don't really have access to that information, I decided to just, do a collab video with Jules here to kind of give, so that you guys can know both of our, opinions on. Mars Girl basically created the hashtag. She created the KickVic hashtag, and basically claimed that, Vic Mignogna was a sexual predator.
Yeah. Why, I will never know. She probably did it for attention. Seems like the main thing people do are coming out and saying coming out with all these false, made up accusations just so they can get attention from everybody.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know, I mean, for those who just stumbled across this video and know nothing about the situation, basically, Mars Girl is a former Channel Awesome person. And so really, she hasn't been relevant, really, since her days at CA. And so, what do people that crave attention do? They go out and spread rumors about somebody, which is exactly what she did. And so, so, if you want to, I like, this might sound kind of cheesy, but I like using the MCU for, like, the MCU terminology for various reasons. So it's like, if you want to consider that phase 1 of the Vic Mignogna case, I guess that would be it. Well, the beginning of phase 1. Next thing that happened was a lot of VAs jumped on the bandwagon, telling these stories and stuff like that about Vic. Monica Rial in particular came out with a statement in which she essentially... It's kind of confusing. She essentially said that something happened with her and Vic, and yet she didn't tell anyone about it on Twitter.
And you think if someone who had actually had that happen to them, they would have told somebody.
And well, the thing is, what baffles me is why they didn't go to the police. If this actually happened...
Yeah, that would have been, if someone who actually had been sexually assaulted, that would have been like the first thing they would have done.
I mean, if this actually happened to you, why not go to the police? The police should be your first course of action if you're dealing with something like this.
I know, instead of like just waiting 10 years and then after the success of a big movie, then come out with all these accusations. No, you would have done it the first moment it happened.
Pretty much. But yeah, so a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon. A lot of Funimation VAs started, behaving extremely unprofessionally. Sean Schemmel in particular, as well as Monica Rial, especially Jamie Markey. There's just so much that they said that is so uncalled for. Because, I'll just give you an example. So, Schemmel basically called everyone that wasn't supporting Monica a douche. And, he was just calling us all douches for not believing her just based on her story. And there are still people now that are still bashing the Stand With Vic side for, not going along with these people just based on their stories. And here's the thing. What these people don't understand is this. When Monica and the others brought this into the limelight, they brought it to the court of public opinion. Now, well, I'm kind of jumping ahead, but now they're going to be put under oath with these stories as the only thing to back them up.
And after all the evidence that's been given so far, all these stories are just going to be thrown out of court as just mindless nonsense and excuses just to ruin someone's life.
Well, because the thing is, okay, for those of you who are kind of confused watching this, what I'm talking about is it would have been one thing if they came out, told these stories, and actually had evidence. And I'm not talking hearsay. I'm talking like actual, irrefutable evidence and facts. Like photos, videos, police reports, anything other than just he said, she said.
Yeah, anyone can say anything, but about anyone, but unless you have proof to back it up, why should anyone believe you?
And that's what I think is really gonna screw Funny over here, because the thing is, like I said, this is kind of all over the place. I didn't really intend this to be, but, so, let's just say that for later. So, getting back on track, so, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon, were bashing Vic, and Vic was basically dropped from not just Funimation, but he was also dropped from Ruby. What Ruby is, I don't really know.
Ruby is an internet web series created by a channel called Rooster Teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're also the ones who created Red vs. Blue, and I think another show I forget the name of, but yeah, that's where Ruby originated.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, it's blown up and they have merchandise.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, some other characters have done cameos in other video games. Yeah, and yeah, so they're the ones who was on the Vic is a bad guy side, and they're on the kick Vic side, and so that's why they fired him. So just like Funimation, they didn't do an investigation; they just canned him because they could.
Pretty much. I'm trying to. There's a way I can block that sunlight out. We'll have to fix that later. But so yeah, he was dropped from Ruby. He was dropped from Funimation. And he also came out with a statement of his own, because well, the way I found out about this initially was there was a con in Bakersfield, and Vic opened up about the whole thing. And I'm not gonna play the video here, but there is a bit where Vic, he goes into the whole situation. It's about maybe 15 minutes or something like that. So, but he talks about, what's been going on, and about how, he just gives everyone his two cents on the matter and stuff like that. But I mean, the thing is, there's a major difference between Vic and the other voice actors when it comes to conventions. And it's that the other voice actors essentially just see their fans as money signs. Like they don't. I mean, okay, so I'll just give you an example. Like, I don't know, KamehamehaCon, that's happening today, in fact, Friday, and is going on through Sunday, I think. But I mean, KamehamehaCon, for example, they were supposed to have like a lot of these VAs there, and yet a lot of them dropped out because Vic was invited back.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
and Savick canceled his tour because Vic was going to be at KamehamehaCon.
That's well, I mean, we don't really know if that's the truth yet.
Well, but yeah, he still canceled it.
Well, I mean, as far as I know, Sabat is still involved with the con itself, but all the other VAs have pretty much dropped out. Well, with the exception of Schemmel, I haven't really heard anything from him. But I know that Rial dropped out. What was it? Monica dropped. It was. I want to say there was one other person, but I can't exactly remember who it was. If it's plainly obvious, someone comment on it, please. But the point is, you had all these people that were supposed to go to this con. They would have made, well, depending on the rules that they played, they would have made a fortune. They would have made fortunes at this thing alone. And yet, because Vic Mignogna is invited back by the con, they pulled out.
Yeah, they all bailed out because Vic is there.
And then on top of that, what's even funnier is that Monica in particular basically told everyone to come to a separate signing place. And I checked a map. It's less than 40 miles away from the con site. And I I haven't seen a contract from CommandCon itself, but according to Nick Ricada, if it's stated in the contract that, well, I mean, for the majority of these anime conventions, there's a clause in the contract that states you can't have a signing anywhere within 50 miles of the vicinity before or after the event within 60 days, without clearing it up with the con. And Monica claims that she cleared it up with CommandCon first, but I'm like, I'd rather have that information come from the con itself. And we haven't really heard anything about that. But the point still stands. I mean, Vix, I really wish I could have gone. I really wish we could have gone. But hopefully someone records the panels, so we can watch them and stuff like that. Have some fun.
Yeah.
Have some fun watching them. But so yeah, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon. Vic was dropped from cons, and now he's been reinvited to a few of them, such as I think he was invited to Anime Matsuri. I don't exactly remember. I do know for a fact that he was reinvited to CommandCon. I do know that for a fact. But yeah, he was invited back, and a lot of people, infamous, are basically going around and they're bad-mouthing his supporters.
Well, yeah, of course they're gonna badmouth his supporters. They badmouth anyone who supports whoever they're against.
Pretty much. So yeah, so a lot of people on the Kick Vic side have been going around and they've been, bad-mouthing, Vic supporters and stuff like that. In fact, while we're still talking here, let me see if I can get something loaded up really quickly on my Twitter. Because I posed the community a really important question last night. So well, while I'm trying to get to this, I guess we can, go into the main allegations themselves. These guys have accused Vic of, unwanted attention, unwanted affection at cons, sexual assault, and PEDO. Philia. And what are your whole thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts are, obviously my thoughts are those are not true, because if anyone who really knows Vic Mignogna would know that he's not that kind of guy. You can by his the way he speaks, his demeanor, his presence, he gives off this, hey, I'm a friendly guy, and I'm a friendly guy, and I respect you as a person, and I wish for the best for you. I mean, Vic has done nothing but be nice, kind, and polite to people. Yeah, he admitted that he got lazy over the years with the whole hugging thing, that he assumes that if 100 people want 100, he thought the 101st person may want one too, but he admitted that was his mistake, and he owned up to it. And he came out and apologized, yet people are still attacking him for it. And they call him a religious nutcase. I mean, people nowadays can go show off whatever they want, and no one says a thing about it. But as soon as someone like Vic brings up their Christian belief, they're trying to force their beliefs onto you. I mean, Vic has these panels on Sundays he has these panels where he likes to share the gospel and faith with the people who want to attend. Keyword who want to attend. He says anyone's welcome, but if they don't want to go up, if they don't want to show up, they don't have to. He's not forcing anyone. He even admitted that anyone's welcome if they're willing or wanting to come. But if they don't, he's not holding any grudges. He's not going around saying, "Hey, you better come to my panel. Or you're going down to the underworld." Like, no, he's like, "Hey, I'm having this panel. You're welcome to join if you feel interested." You don't want to? Well, okay. Well, God bless. May you have a good day. And I hope you're enjoying whatever event that he's invited to. And these people are accusing him of doing all these awful things, when you can clearly tell from all of Vic's actions that he's never done anything. And he's the only voice actor that seems to actually care about about his fans. I mean, Shemmel, Rial, Archie, Sabbath, they don't give two squirts of water about their fans. They see a fan and they see a walking dollar sign. Vic looks at his fans and see actual people. And that's why so many people like Vic, because he relates to people and he actually treats people like people. That's my thoughts on it.
Well, okay, so I managed to find it. Let me just go ahead and get my get this up here. Okay, so I was feeling a little under the weather yesterday, and so while I was in bed, I did some thinking, and so I tagged some of the big creators in here and stuff like that. Hey guys, I'm getting better little by little, but my time in bed here made me think of something. The different sides of this conflict. Let me explain. Now, if there are any grammatical errors in this or anything like that, I was using Siri on my phone, and so I'm gonna try to make this make sense now. But for anyone who's reading this on Twitter, I apologize for the bad grammatical structure or anything like that, because I mean, really, it was Siri's fault. But anyway, so why exactly are all the voice actors blaming us? YouTubers like us are simply relaying this information to the public. The voice actors, by contrast, have been completely despicable, disrespecting their own fan base, one even threatening to call Homeland, harassing the fans, suggesting that they drive literally 30 extra miles to meet them, which was completely unnecessary, by the way, destroying a man's entire 2-decade-long career over literally nothing but petty jealousy. Again, we've simply been the messengers, doing our own research based on what they've said and done, and yet they throw hissy fits about it. Some of them have even said that we don't know what we're talking about. Well, we do. But hey, if Monica or anyone else on that side is reading this, what do I know? I'm just a guy in his early 20s, or as one of Renfamous' cronies put it, a fundy. All I have for them is this. Come Monday, the fun will begin. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what's happening on Monday, Monday is supposed to be the day when the final lawsuit documents are supposed to be going out, and so, I think it was Ty Beard. It was either Ty Beard or Nick Ricada. Someone said that they would be available to the public, that they might be available to the public for us to read, and so if they are, I'll be reading them. I've decided what I'm gonna do. So, I'm gonna be doing a live stream reading of them. I just have to get OBS, reacquainted. I just have to get reacquainted with doing live streams via OBS and stuff like that. But, yeah, look forward to that. Well, once I'm able to track it down, hopefully someone sends me a link. Because, to be honest, I wouldn't know the first place to look online. So anyway, come Monday, the fun will begin. The truth will be revealed. Also, I've been reiterating this entire time, but I'll say it again. If Monica or anyone against Vic Mignogna is reading this, if you didn't want any of this drama, any of this backlash, any of these complaints, any of these skeletons in your closet being drawn out, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't have fired Vic Mignogna in the first place. The fact that this has been going on for a little over 4 months now at the time of this writing, and the fact that one of the people on your side flat out admitted that you have nothing to back up what you're saying shows how irrelevant you have become. But I mean, because it would have been one thing if they had just dropped it. It would have been one thing if they just dropped him, as scummy of a move as that was. It would have been one thing if they just dropped him and let it be. But instead, they kept beating him into the dirt.
They did not let up on him. I mean, yeah. Firing him and leaving it at that, that's one thing. But why constantly keep going after the guy if you already hurt him? Why keep hurting him more? Like, are you trying to drive him to madness? What?
Oh, funny little thing actually. It's funny that you mentioned that. What more do you want? Jamie Markey was actually asked something similar, by one of Vic's supporters, and she basically said, I don't want to repeat the term that you used because this channel is family friendly, but she essentially told the person that she wanted Vic's head and privates on a plate, and that she wants him to feel every ounce of pain that he's made, all these countless women feel.
Which is none at all, since he's never actually been proven to have done any of these things. So there's really no pain for him to feel besides the pain of them harassing him, ruining his life, his career, basically trying to take everything he has away from him. That's the pain she's talking about. She's already done it.
But I mean, here's the crazy thing. So I realize that we kind of got away from the whole chronicling thing, but I mean, that'll come at a later date.
Yeah.
Hopefully. But so anyway, what I find so ludicrous is the fact that Monica Rial in particular, she claims that all of this goes back a decade, and that it happened in front of fans at conventions.
I'm pretty sure a fan at a convention would have reported it to either someone they know or to the authorities. I'm pretty sure someone would have gotten it on camera at some point. Like, especially nowadays with smartphones and everything, someone would have taken a picture, would have ordered it, something to get some evidence of it. But no one did any of that, and since there's no proof of it, that means she's just making all this up.
Well, pretty much, because like I said, she claims that this goes back a whole decade, and I'm like, so you honestly want me to sit there and believe that while this all was happening in front of fans, that no one, for an entire decade, that nobody got a photo or a video or even a snapshot of any of this? That's ludicrous. That's ludicrous. I mean, ay. And then, well, interesting. There was an interview that was done with Vic actually back in 2013 by ANN, and well, ANN, which is actually about as trustworthy as CNN in terms of news, but heck, they're about as trustworthy as Screen Rant. But anyway, but there was an interview done with Vic by ANN, and it was supposed to be a talk about his roles, about the roles that he played, and it was only the interview was about an hour and a half long. Well, technically it was an hour and 15, but for the roles and stuff were only 25 minutes of the interview. All the rest was them trying to trap him.
Yep. But Vic being the smart guy that he is, avoided all their little setups, and like steered clear of all those landmines they set out for him. Because Vic Mignogna has more than just two brain cells in his head.
Pretty much.
Okay, 2 is being too generous. I say like a half a brain cell for these people.
A half a brain cell.
Maybe like a quarter, maybe that much.
That's a very small amount. That's a very small amount.
I mean, clearly from all these people's actions, of course, that's about as much as they have. Vic, on the other hand, has like a normal human amount of brain cells, maybe a little bit more, to where he knows what rational thought is and knows how to use it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the thing that cracks me up so much about this, I mean, not that this itself is a funny situation, but it's all the stuff that's coming from the Kick Vic side. I'm gonna be honest with you, it makes me crack up. It makes me laugh like crazy, because literally, they, like, they've literally been they've just been beating us into the dirt. They've just been trying to beat us into the dirt. And here's what's crazy. When this whole thing started, about 90% of the web, at least the Twitterverse, was against Vic. Now, actually no, going back like a month, it's been a complete 180. Now, about 75 to 80% is with Vic. Because, they've taken a step back, and they've realized, hey...
all this is completely insane.
Yeah, exactly, because I'm like... Because, okay, to give you guys an example of how insane as he claims this is at this point, basically, what we were told by Monica is that guilty until proven innocent. That's apparently her rationale and everything. But we were told that by Monica that innocent until proven guilty is only applicable in a court of law. If that were the case, people would be making arrests like crazy. Like, let's just say that
I feel like if that were true, then most of the human population would be in prison.
Pretty much. And I'm like, okay, so let's just say that let's say I robbed Rayleigh's or something like that. Let's say I robbed Rayleigh's or Walmart, or something like that. And let's just say, for the heck of it, that one of the VAs happened to steal something too. I'm not saying they did, but let's just say they did in this hypothetical situation. Who do you think would be more likely to get arrested?
You.
Exactly. Because they think they're entitled and they think they're untouchable.
Yep. And anyone who doesn't make like a mountain of money that these people make, and who cares about them? Let them face the consequences of my actions.
Oh, speaking of who cares about them, Monica claims that we don't know anything about what we're talking about, like I mentioned in that Twitter post. And here's the thing, we know a lot more about it than you think. The other content creators and myself know a lot more about this situation than you might think. Particularly Nick Ricada. Because, he has experience. He has experience in the field.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah, shout out to you, Nick, if you're watching this. Keep up the great work, man. You're doing a wonderful job. Stuff like that. But I mean, they're starting to call. Well, they've been calling Nick these names, but a lot of people have been calling Nick the blackface lawyer, and I'm like, why? All he's doing is stating fact.
Yep.
If he was doing something racist, that would be a different thing.
Yeah, if he had actually done something racist, but he hasn't. They're just throwing these labels at him, and just constantly keep using them to make him look bad.
Mm-hmm. But so where we're at right now, essentially, with this whole thing, is that Rial's dropped out. Oh yeah. Now I remember who else. So Rial dropped out. Jason Douglas dropped out. The voice of Zeno dropped out. A ton of other people just dropped like crazy. And now this makes me even more upset that I wasn't able to go to Kamehacon, because what they have now. Let me see if I can get onto the Kamehacon website. Shouldn't be too hard. Internet's acting kind of slow. Okay, yeah, so it's April 12th to the 14th, so that's today. So it starts today, basically. So, let's see. Alright, voice actors. Okay, so if you guys can make that out. So this is the list of voice actors that are, at this moment, pretty much at the con. So we've got Sabat again here. We've got Rene Garcia. Well, I want to say he was the voice of Vegeta in the Spanish dub, but I don't exactly know. And then Brian Drummond, legendary original voice of Vegeta. I've always had a soft spot for his Vegeta. I just wish we got to see like a full on Ocean dub release. Mario Gastanda, don't know who that is. I'm assuming he was the voice of Goku at one point, because you know Goku and Bardock at one point. Ian James Corlett, the original voice of Goku, legendary. Peter Kalamis, Kirby Moro, Stephanie Nadolny, the original voice of Gohan
in Kid
Goku. Laurie Steele, the original voice of Kid Krillin. Elizabeth Maxwell, the one who's voicing both Khalifa and Kefla. Don Bennett,
who voiced in Kale/Kefla.
Elise Ballman, the voice of Pan. That's cool. Eric Vale, nice. Eric Vale. Damian Clark,
who voiced Cell and Paragus.
Who voiced Cell, Paragus, and Future Gohan. Linda Young, the original voice of Frieza. Oh my gosh! Alexis Tipton, Kid Trunks and Gotenks. Kara Edwards, Sunny Strait, Cynthia Kranz. Alejandro Sab, who
he's also a YouTuber that goes by Kagi.
His content is actually really funny. Yeah. So Vic Mignogna again. He was invited back. Chris Rager, the voice of Hercule. Tiffany Vollmer, the original Bulma. Whis, Ian Sinclair.
Josh Martin,
Majin Buu. Oolong,
Brian Massey,
Chuck Huber, Rick Robertson, Chris Patton, Kent Williams, Scott McNeil, and of course, how convenient. How convenient for our purposes. They even have a page with the cancellations on them. So now we'll get to see who actually dropped. Monica Rial, Jason Douglas, Sarah Wideneff, who voiced Zeno.
Don Mills.
Damon Mills. Kaba, Grand Priest. And
Clifford Chapin.
Yeah, and Ryu Horikawa. Now, Ryo is actually an interesting case. Because as far as I know, at least from the videos that I've been able to see, it has something to do with Toei. It has something to do with Toei as the main reason why he dropped out. But again, because we haven't gotten any confirmation from him about why he dropped, I don't really know. I mean, who knows? It could be a family emergency. Like what's going on with Chris Ayres.
Yeah, or something that's like unrelated to the whole kickback thing.
Which something that people don't realize is that here's the thing. In Japan, if this type of behavior were to happen, it would not be tolerated whatsoever. And I'm not talking about them firing Vic. I'm talking about them, treating the Dragon Ball fans like trash, disrespecting their own fan base, calling them immoral names, threatening to call Homeland for not agreeing with them.
Belittling them, treating them like
garbage.
I don't know, treating them like absolute filth.
When you're literally relying on people like us to stay in business and keep your jobs.
Yeah, because without us, the fans, you would be nothing.
Pretty much.
So by treating us so horribly, eventually we're all gonna leave you, and you'll lose everything. You'll lose your job, your career, everything you've worked for, and then what will we be left with?
Pretty much nothing. But just to close out, what do you think will happen next?
Well, I think once this goes to court, Vic will present all the evidence he's gathered up so far, and thanks to the awesomeness that is Ty Beard.
Fear the beard.
Ty Beard. I mean, Vic will win. Vic is gonna win hands down, and whatever case you can say that Real and all of them will present, it'll just be laughed out of court because they have nothing to back any of their claims up.
Oh, but in fact, the one of the pieces of evidence that they claim to have that convicts Vic of all of this is a video of him singing a song.
Yeah, that's stupid. How is a man singing with a great voice, mind you, evidence of against anything besides how good of a singer he is?
Well, I mean, because the thing is, the only thing that I could consider evidence in that whole video is when the woman leans over on him. But even then, the woman looks like she initiated the contact.
Yeah, she's laughing.
And so she's laughing, she's going along with it.
Yeah, she looks like she's enjoying herself.
And so even if by some small chance that is brought into court as evidence, the judge will basically say, "Hey, this looks like it was fully consensual. You can't really. Are you serious? Are you serious with this?
Hey, why are you wasting my time with this? Get out of my courtroom. I have actual cases to deal with."
Oh, I just realized.
What?
Ty Beard is the Phoenix Wright in Texas. Of Texas.
Yeah, all he has to do is present his evidence and shout objection.
Oh my gosh. But I mean, if this does get to trial, I would love to be a fly on the wall. I would love to be a fly on the wall because another thing that people don't realize is that these voice actors don't realize is that if this gets to trial, not only are they going to have to stand by these claims, but they're going to be put under oath with these claims.
And if you break the oath, you'll be severely punished.
That's perjury.
Yep.
Or obstruction of justice, or however that ruling works. I've never been in a courtroom, so I don't really know.
Yeah, but still, you'll be punished severely for lying under oath. And
again, I mean, the thing is, if they lie, that's only going to hurt their case even more. Only this time, it's going to be in front of an actual judge, which is definitely going to make them look really bad.
Who actually knows what the law is?
Oh no!
What?
Hopefully they don't get. Hopefully, if this does get to trial, the judge isn't like the idiot one from Phoenix Wright. From Phoenix Wright, the one
that one incompetent judge who I can't figure out how he got his job.
What? Like, did he? What? Like, I mean,
he probably
now they have to do a prequel game about the judge. They have to do a prequel game about how he became a judge.
The origin of the judge.
Oh my gosh. but yeah, like either way, if this gets to trial, Funimation is done.
Yep.
Because here's the thing: let's just say by the slimmest of chances that Vic is found guilty. Let's say that he is. I mean, how on earth he would be at this point is completely unknown, because again, we have all the evidence we need to basically, win this case by a landslide. But if by some small chance Vic is found guilty, Funimation is still screwed. Because something I don't think any of them have considered is Toei. Because Toei officially knows about this entire situation. And they're not really upset with them firing Vic, but they are really upset about what they've been doing to the Dragon Ball brand. And from what I've heard, evidently they're considering some sort of action. Although that's just speculation. Toei hasn't made an announcement of any kind. But what that type of action is, at least to me, is them yanking the dub rights and the license.
It should. They're going to be abusing the rights to and dubbing privileges of Dragon Ball to fit their own political agendas, and just so they can feel like they're superior to everyone else. They should have it taken from them.
Because here's the thing. I think I said this in another video. Other than Dragon Ball and their other Golden Goose One Piece, Funimation is kind of irrelevant.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, what else do they have? I mean, Bleach is already done. Full Metal's already done, unless they do another series. Yu Yu Hakusho's done. I mean, they really have nothing left. You take those two things away, and Funimation crumbles like a Jenga tower.
Yep. Take the wrong piece out,
the whole thing collapses. Oh, sorry, I cut you off there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Funimation is pretty much headed towards the grave.
Basically. And here's the thing. If any of the VAs are watching this, we tried to warn you. We tried to warn you.
But you didn't listen.
You didn't listen to your fans. You didn't...
You didn't listen to your conscience.
You had to let your, to use a Vegeta pun, you had to let your pride go to your head.
Your pride!
And honestly, if this entire situation makes me want anything else in the world, I would love to see a Broly revenge arc. A Broly revenge arc where Broly just comes back down from planet Vampa, and he basically pounds Goku and the others into the dirt for all of this. For all of this stuff.
They should.
I mean, not to the point of death, but
yeah.
I mean, he just pummels them into oblivion.
Yep.
If anything, I mean, here's the thing. The Broly movie, like the recently released one, was supposed to wipe the other two films away. And if anything, this entire situation has brought both of those movies back into the canon as far as I'm concerned.
Pretty much.
Well, specifically the original. I mean, Second Coming really wasn't one.
No one really counts.
But...
Or Bio Bro.
I never really saw Bio Broly, so it's... I did hear that what was he, like a pile of jelly in that one? Or something along those lines?
More like sludge.
I'm like, why bring him back? He's just sludge at this point.
I mean, because some idiot had the brilliant idea to clone him. And you know how well cloning works out in fantasy.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so either way, Funimation is dead. They're dead in the water. They've got nothing left. And here's the thing. They claim... the thing that I find most hilarious is that they still think he's bluffing. A select few of them, Ron Soye included, still think that he's bluffing. And I'm like... What? Do you keep waking up on the wrong side of the bed every day?
Yeah, he built a wall around in the middle of his bed and make sure he doesn't wake up on the right side of it.
But yeah, like, either way, Funny's screwed. They're screwed, they're dead in the water, and I completely agree with Nick. I mean, the best course of action for them to take would be a settlement, but given how stupid they've been lately, I doubt they're gonna do that.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. I'm just glad that Vic has some decent work now. That he has worked with Fantasy Soft and stuff like that, and that he's getting invited back to cons, and just
He's getting his life back.
pretty much. Actually, let's take a look at the GoFundMe, see where it's at. Okay, so it's at 126,000. So yeah, it's getting there. It's getting to the 200K, and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, Hopefully this video doesn't turn out to be an hour long. Because I doubt anyone's gonna want to watch an hour-long video.
Oh yeah.
Of two guys giving their opinions on this whole thing. Although, granted, I was wrong about the initial Vic video. People watched that, even though it turned into a big ramble. But yeah. So let's just give our final thoughts, I guess, before we end this.
My final thoughts is that if and when this does go to court, Vic is guaranteed that all the accusations against him will be dropped. He'll win the case settlement. Thanks to Tybeard. And he finally can get back on track with his life, and hopefully he doesn't have to worry about Monica, Shamel, Sabbath, Marky, Soye, and all these other kick Vickers from spreading all these lies and rumors again.
He definitely won't have to worry about Mr./Mrs. Ron Soye. Because that's actually something that Ron did. In a live stream, Nick was reviewing a legal document of Ron's, and Ron was so stupid that he actually put... he actually put Mr./Mrs. Ron Soye.
Oh, like, how do you do that?
How do you screw that?
How do you do that?
How do you screw that up?
That's stupid. Oh my
God. See what I mean? I mean, this whole situation is just I mean, at least on the Kick Vic side, this whole situation is just a big pile of laughs. Because I mean, I'm not trying to make light of the situation by any means. It's just what these people are doing is so hilarious when you actually think about it. And stuff like that. In terms of my final thoughts, I would have to say that, yeah, Funny is basically screwed. And here's the thing. The real reason why they're coming after him, why they've come after Vic, in my opinion, as well as a few other people around the net, is because he's Christian. Because, for those who don't know, on Sundays, at cons, Vic holds these gospel panels, and he shares the gospel with these kids, and people think that because he's doing that, he's indoctrinating children, and he's a creepy cult leader. And I'm like, here's the thing. If Vic was a creepy cult leader, why on earth are his lines so long? Why are his lines so long? Why is he, why is he extremely more popular than all of you guys? Than all of the rest of the VAs? Why? I mean, something else that I noticed was that during this entire situation, Vic has been pretty much silent on his Twitter. I mean, he's released I think 3 or 4 statements about the thing.
Yeah.
About the thing, but the majority of them, pretty much all 4 of them, have been just updates related to the case. While the other VAs have been running their mouths, disrespecting their own fan base, slandering the brand that they work on. Well, actually, no, just destroying the brand that they work on here in the West. Vic has been the most professional throughout this entire ordeal.
Yep.
And Vic, if you're watching this video, man, we love you. We love you. We appreciate you. We'd love to meet you one day and shake your hand. Maybe have lunch with you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean...
Yeah, it's like, get to know the guy a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. But... I mean... The other thing that I find so despicable about these people is that these guys were supposed to be Vic's best friends. He saw them as his best friends for 2 decades.
Yeah, and they turn around and stab him in the back.
It's just... Vic is the literal shield hero.
If anyone who doesn't know what that is, Shield Hero is basically kind of like the anime version of what's going on with Nick. The main character, the Shield Hero himself, was falsely accused, like Vic was falsely accused of sexually assaulting a woman who, like Montreal, lied and slandered his name and basically gave him a bad reputation. And so, like, Vic, the Shield Hero, has to, like, he's going around having to, like, clear his name and prove that he's not this monster that everyone claims him to be.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the entire show, this one woman has made it her mission to, like, ruin his life and, like, drive him to insanity.
Speaking of ruining someone's life, one last little thing that I wanted to touch on. I don't know if it's Renfamous or if it's someone else. They've basically gone after that Umbrella guy, but in a really wrong way.
Oh, yeah.
They basically threatened to call CPS on that Umbrella guy and his wife.
Yeah,
about their daughter.
Yeah, bringing someone's family into something like this is the lowest thing you can do. There's one thing to go at the person themselves. That's fine. That's their problem. It's their problem to deal with, and I'm pretty sure that Umbrella guy is tough enough to deal with it. And he'd probably be like, bring it on. But to go after his daughter, that's crossing the line. Because if you call Child Protective Services on him, that you're basically tearing his family apart, and then the grief and loss of that broken family, that all of that would be on the person's head who called Child Protective Services on him. And I'm pretty sure that Umbrella guy treats his daughter like a daughter, like how a father would treat his daughter. He probably gives her a lot of love, care. And I've heard her voice in his videos before, and she doesn't sound like she
sounds so sweet.
I know, and he sounds like he genuinely loves and cares for her,
like a dad,
like a real father would. And it doesn't sound like anything wrong's going on over there to me. These people just want to hurt him in the worst possible way.
Yeah, exactly. That Umbrella, if you're watching this video, we love you, man. We love you. We love your channel. We love your work. And you and your family are in my prayers. Because, I mean, this is a really serious matter. It's a really serious matter, and it's gotten personal for you. He actually did a stream last night where he was extremely upset. He was extremely upset.
I don't blame him.
And I don't blame him. I really don't blame him, because I mean, if that happened to me and my kid, I'd be just as upset. You know, I mean... But, anyway, yeah, so that Umbrella, if you're watching this, we love you, man. We love you, man. We've got your back, as well as pretty much the entire community. The entire community pretty much has your back as well in this entire ordeal. But, yeah, either way, these people are going to get what's coming to them. And sometimes you need to learn the hard way. And I feel like the whole Kick Vixen is about to learn the real hard way.
Yep.
They're about to learn the real hard way. And stuff like that. But yeah, so come Monday, the reckoning is coming.
Get your popcorn ready.
Definitely get your popcorn ready. I actually have to go out and buy some more because I ran out last week when I was laughing my butt off. But anyway, so But yeah, so look forward to Monday. Like I said, if I can find the documents, I'm gonna be doing a live stream reading of them, and stuff like that. But I'll keep you guys up to date on Twitter. If you haven't followed me on there, go and follow me. It's at Garo underscore Mark, and stuff like that. So I'll also leave the Twitter handle in the description below so that you guys can go check it out, along with all the other content creators that are covering this. Because at the end of the day, we're all part of this community that's trying to get Vic Mignogna his career back, and we're winning. We're winning. We're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna keep fighting back against this darkness. And to use a Zelda analogy, we're gonna pull that Master Sword and we're gonna slay that calamity. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching this almost hour-long video. I really appreciate it if you stuck through with this all the way to the end. Leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on this whole situation and stuff like that. Where do you think it's going? Where do you think it's going to go? How do you think the discovery process is going to go? What do you think is going to happen if this gets to trial? All of that stuff. Just comment down below. What do you think of that Umbrella Guy's situation? I mean, do you think it's as messed up as we do? Leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think. And yeah, we will talk to you guys later. God bless, and see you later.